everybody. Welcome back to another Express Entry Live Q&A. Holy cow, has there been some major announcements. Boy, was I busy yesterday. Busy is probably an understatement. It was crazy. There are so many things going on. We had the minister working his magic, making all these announcements. If you go to the YouTube channel and if you watched any of the lives that I did just yesterday, we covered a ton of that content. I did two. One, foreign workers who are in Canada now have the ability to study full time. I did a video on that. We'll see. We'll see how that plays out, but I've got issues with it. And I'm going to explain to you guys, just if you haven't had a chance to watch some of those videos, what that means for you. And then the other thing is Canada's new tech talent strategy and a bunch of different things that they have put in place to really start to try to attract foreign tech talent. And what does that mean for you? Are you someone who has experience with tech? Well, this is now the time for you to seriously be looking at Canada. And the minister spent a few minutes at the Collision Conference in Toronto, basically announcing these really, there were 6 kind of pillars to his discussion, but ultimately, this is just a whole new world that we're in, a whole new world. If you go to the YouTube channel, and I'll just give me 1 second. We'll share the screen here, see if this works. Not too bad. Almost got it lined up straight right there. If you go to the YouTube channel, you'll see that, that I've done a couple videos that I've released. One is foreign workers and now the ability to study full time. And then if you go to the live session here on the YouTube channel, you'll see that yesterday I did Canada's tech talent strategy. I did a video last night talking about what this means for people that are in the States, because one of the programs is a new work permit that's going to be targeted that will launch on July the 16th. There's 10,000 that they're going to give for H-1B visa holders in the US who are basically out of luck, who don't have any options for transitioning to green card status in the US. Come to Canada, they say. And then, of course, they also talk about this. Let's see, what do they describe it as? I'm trying to remember. I think it's called the, what is it called? The digital nomads, which really, it doesn't change anything that exists, that has existed already. So we'll see. So get ready to start posting your questions. We'll definitely jump in, whether you're watching on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, wherever. It's great to have you here. I want to give a shout out to my sponsor, which is Journey Business Plans. They have been really, really kind to us and the podcast and all those kinds of things. And all you have to do is slide over to their website here, Journey. And if you're looking at, doing virtually anything coming to Canada that requires setting up a business, that needs a business plan, intercompany transfers, startups, even they've expanded now into M&A firms who are looking at developing plans and things for those purposes. So specifically targeted to immigration lawyers and consultants or applicants yourself. And they're just a great group. So I encourage you to go check them out. All right. Express Entry live Q&A. Who do we have in the house? I will definitely get to answering questions. Let's do some shout outs here for our fine folks. So we've got If Tech. Hello, If Tech. Good to see you, my friend. We've got Kay, and remember to post where you're tuning in from. That is that's something that I love to see. It never ceases to amaze me, how far this reaches sometimes globally. And when people are all over the world and they're looking, to Canada, for them to track down this YouTube channel and see the live Q&A that I've been doing for years and years. And it is really the lifeblood of our firm, Holthe Immigration Law. That is where, that's where we practice. And sometimes when people are asking questions here on the live stream, I say, look, I can't answer that question. It's very specific and you really need legal advice. And that's where I'll shift people over and I'll say, hey, come to our website. And we have a ton of content on here, you guys, just a ton of content. And you can learn more about the firm, what we do, how we work with our clients, and I think it's really a special, unique way personally. And I would hold it up against any way of practice out there. It's not the most profitable for our law firm. There's ways that we could make it more profitable, but I'm not in it for all the profit. I'm in it to help you guys. And so if you need help and I say, hey, book a consult, just go up here, speak to a lawyer, and it's super easy. You can go right in here, click on a link, and connect with any of us. Igor is all about, English, Ukrainian. We could put probably here for Alicia and I've got Portuguese and English, and Alicia's got French and English. So there's other languages that we can assist with. But hey, we're in a world right now, you guys, where English dominates the world. So if you do not speak English, the likelihood of you being able to come to Canada is very low. So everything's English content, like this YouTube channel. All right. Ipsita, good to see you. Hello. We've got Simmer in the house. Hi, Simmer. Thanks for connecting in. And Kay says, all these announcements are not going to help foreign workers in Canada much. IRCC is just beating around the bush and not resolving the real issue. I agree with you 100%. Let's see if I can pull up my Twitter feed yesterday, and I will show you what I tweeted yesterday when the first announcement happened. Let's see if I can pull it up. Give me 1 second here. See if I can find my my actual channel here. I always struggle with figuring out how to find my own. Okay, so let's go here. I'm going to share my screen. I'll show you what I was tweeting yesterday. Oh, wrong one. This is the one I want. So you can see here, here we go again, another massive no program specified draw. Okay, so that one's pinned. Okay, so this is our Q&A right now. Hey, we're going live. You can see here, H-1B holder work permit. We'll talk about that. And then the live stream that I did, and there's H-1B holder. Let me just see here. Wow, there was a lot that I had going on. Let's see here where my comment was. Okay, here we go. So this was my comment about the minister and the ability to study. I said, how about opening up real pathways to PR for post-grad work permits? Re-upping 18-month extensions each year just kicks the can further down the road. TFWs need better pathways to Canadian PR. They can worry about career training when they actually have enough stability to call it a career. So I got your back, you guys. I've got your back. I'm doing everything that I can to get the message across to this fine fellow right here. Because, the Liberal government is all about big splashy announcements. And the reality is we'd really, really like to see that that something comes of this, right? Okay, now with that being said, and in terms of splashy announcements, right after this at 11, I am going to be attending a special session with IRCC. It's a virtual learning session that is targeted towards the express entry targeted draws and helping employers understand how it's going to work and how it's going to play out. And I want to show you something because we now have, just hot off the press, an announcement that the government has made that the first ever express entry STEM for skilled newcomers with STEM experience will happen on July the 5th. So if we go through here, you'll see the first STEM round for category-based selection will open the week of July 5th. And you can see, and let's take a look at this together. So this is the announcement that we just literally got. You can see it's June 28th today. So once again, we've got the lead up, recognizing the immense value of and transformative potential that STEM professionals bring to the country. Canada's express entry system is now tailored to provide streamlined and efficient pathways for individuals with expertise in these critical fields. By prioritizing the invitation of skilled newcomers with STEM experience, Canada aims to meet the growing demand for talent and fill key positions to contribute to the nation's economic growth and tech advancement. Now, one of the big pushbacks with this is that there are a number of layoffs in the tech industry. And so it's quite interesting to think that, I was thinking about this the other day, there's people that are losing their jobs that are on, and I have consults with them. That's why it comes up, who have skilled work experience in Canada on an employer-specific work permit, and then the employer lays them off, and they can't just shift somewhere else. But the interesting thing, when you when you think deep down about this, the whole H-1B visa holder work permit is designed to allow them to come in for open and get open work permits to come experience Canada and come these 10,000 people. So, there isn't a one size fits all. And I'm supportive of the minister and the efforts that he's putting forward to create these new programs. But there are other logistical issues, which I also am not talking about. Where are they going to stay? Where are they going to live? Where are the housing? And what about all of you guys in Canada who are currently looking for pathways to permanent residence? So this really needs to be addressed in a multifaceted way. But above all, as far as I'm concerned, personally, I think that the minister really needs to worry about pathways to PR, such as CEC draws, something that will target international students who are stuck in Canada. So anyways, okay. And then you can see here, he talks about key sectors experiencing shortages. He'll announce new changes through the category-based selection. And if we go here, you guys will also see rounds of invitations. Just yesterday, we had another round of invitations. And what was it, you guys? It was another no program specified draw. So no program specified, 4,300 yesterday, and the low score was 486. So we understand from the announcement here by the minister, and you can see here that the first STEM round for category-based selection will open the week of July 5th. So what is category-based? This one is number 3 on the list of things, category-based rounds of invitations. If you want to learn more about it, all you have to do is go to my YouTube channel, and I did a special video on this exact topic, the express entry targeted draws. I did it right from Ottawa in this little, the Ottawa jail hostel. I stayed there when I went to our national conference. And so Igor and I did this back about 3 weeks ago. So if you want to learn more about exactly how these targeted draws are going to work, check out this video here, and you just go to the live. Remember, I've got live and then we've got regular videos. And if you click on the live tab, it'll allow you to search all these, because I do a lot of live streaming, right? This is what I do. So, so back to this, you can see focus on candidates with STEM experience, so data scientists. And this is where the knock codes, you guys, come in. Software developers, programmers, mathematicians, statistician, actuaries, and electrical and electronics engineers. So you can see these are very specific. And if you're in these areas, will they keep it confined to just these knock codes? It's possible. Who knows? They know the data. They know what is in the pool. And like I said, in the meeting that I have here at 11 o'clock, I think it's 11 o'clock. Let's see. Is it 11 o'clock? Yes. So I'm going to be jumping off of this a little bit early so that I can attend that live meeting. I am also going to be going live right after. Let's see if we go back to home here. Home. Okay, Igor is going to be posting. I'm going to be going live at about, I guess it would be 12:30. So make sure that you check the site. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you do that, because I'm going to be going live immediately after I have that meeting with IRCC on the targeted draws. So I will keep you posted, and I'll have more detail to talk about regarding this very first targeted draw that's going to happen on July the 5th. Okay. And blah, blah, blah. We don't care about this stuff. But then they also, and this is what I want to point out, they also piggyback now off of the tech talent attraction strategy. So if you open up a new tab and pull this up here, you can see that the government now has, they're looking at introducing some new programs in addition. Obviously, the H-1B visa holder work permit, and then the innovation stream. These are both work permits. This one starts July 16th. This one's coming in 2023, which is code for they don't have figured out what they're going to do with this. And then there are a bunch of other things that they also announced within their tech talent strategy. This is the innovation stream. This is digital nomads. So those people that are outside, and really all it is just redefining the visitor visa. So let's see here. Just give me 1 second. I'm just going to connect here with my good friend Igor, who is slipping out. Just give me 1 second. I'm just, okay, here we go. Okay, back on track here. Sorry, I just wanted to get Igor to set up that live stream that I'm going to do right after 12:30 to share everything that I learned from that meeting with the government. So if you want to know what's going to happen specifically with the targeted draws, come attend that. But yes, so they also said, hey, digital nomads, come to Canada. We're happy to have you be here for 6 months, and you can work virtually and check things out. And I think really what they're hoping is that they'll come, check out Canada, work remotely from here, find a Canadian employer, and stick around. That's the goal. And then this one is the work permit for H-1B holders. That is going to launch on July the 16th. It's probably going to be geared towards high tech. not every H-1B visa holder in the US who wants to come to Canada, and it'll be in effect for 1 year or until 10,000 applications are received. And I also want to show you this, if I can pull this up here. I've got so much going on. If you go to the Canadian Immigration Institute site and you go to our courses, you will also see that those of you who are H-1Bs in the US who are interested in learning how to file your own work permit, my Canada H-1B work permit, that's what I call it, is coming July 16th or sooner. So you can click learn more and reserve your spot. And I will have a series of master classes leading up to the July 16th date so that you're prepared. Because guys, this is going to be a race to file. Anyone who's interested in coming and taking this taking advantage of this work permit. And remember, you can apply for it. You don't even need to travel to Canada yet. So I think there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be applying for this provisionally as they wait to see what happens with their H-1B visas. But you can click on here and reserve your spot. And there's a ton of other information on what it's going to look like. And remember, this was just literally launched, this notification by the minister yesterday. So we're doing everything we can to make sure this is hot off the press. So go check it out. And I also want to give a major shout out to all the amazing people. Some of you may even be watching right now that are in the Express Entry course right now. We're doing our masterclass series. Today is day 3. And what a wonderful group. Just awesome. I love this group of folks that are coming through. Remember, the course itself is just chock full of information. It literally will give you everything you need to do your own application. And you can just go to the landing page here and you can see the content of the whole course is all laid out here. All the resources, tools, strategies, document checklists, everything. It's all right here. All right, let's jump back and do some more shout outs now that we've got everybody up to speed, what's happening in the world. And okay, so Kay, thanks for pointing that out. They are definitely beating around the bush. Okay, Jamie over on Facebook, thanks for connecting in. He says, I'm a UK national, British passport holder, 41, and looking for a change in my career. I'm looking to move to Canada and very open on where I live, work. Could you tell me the best way to go about this, please? Thank you in advance. I have travel agent experience of over 20 years. Kind regards, Jamie Johnson. Thanks for connecting in, Jamie. And usually when people say, hey, Mark, can you help me to figure out a strategy, what I should do, Jamie, what you need to do, and I'll just... I'll get this set up here properly. What I usually do is I ring this little bell, Jamie, and then I say, hey, Jamie, slide over right to our website right here. Flip this around to Holthe Immigration Law. It's holthelaw.com is the URL, and click on speak to a lawyer. And then that will take you right here and you can actually schedule a consult with me. So just click on 25-minute consult. And then it looks like, let's see here, June. Yeah, we're the 29th. Tomorrow's the 20th. I still have spots actually available tomorrow, which is quite amazing. My schedule, if you looked at my calendar, you guys, you'd be like, holy cow, Mark, how do you have time to do anything? Especially these lives. And why? Because I love doing this stuff. This is where I really get my most satisfaction, is helping all of you guys. So that's what I'd recommend for you, Jamie. Okay, Joe. Hey, Joe Sepeda. Good to see you, my friend, up there in Calgary. Okay, Marwan from Libya. Thanks for connecting in, Marwan. It's great to have you. Joe, hello, Joe. Great to have you back here. And then Ipsita says, hi, Sean Fraser just announced about the STEM category-based draw. When will French category-based draw? Yeah, don't know, Mishra, but hey, they love the announcement. So I'm sure when he announces, then we'll know. Doria, good to see you down in Chicago. Doria, are you an H-1B visa holder? Hey, there's opportunities for you. Thanks. You look good. Wish the best. Okay, I think the best as opposed to the pest. But although I could be a pest for some of you, that's possible. Simmers in Surrey, BC. Good to see you. Andre Botarji. Mark, note from Toronto. Good to see you, Andre. Actually, I just visited one of my Express Entry masterclass attendees, one of the individuals that has joined me on this course right here. Tales he lives down in the southern part of Brazil, and he's a part of the masterclass right now. I met with him today, just visiting, just talking about our firm website, this one right here, and ways in which we can kind of update it. And we are looking for people that have expertise that can help us with our website, UI, UX, those kinds of things. We love our site. We're getting good traffic to it. There's about 20,000 people that come to the site right now every month. And so we've got good traffic, but what we're trying to find is just to make it easier for people to find information and all that kind of stuff. So, but there's so much, the resources, remember, blog posts. There's a ton of blogs that we release all the time. The Canadian Immigration Podcast. If you have not checked out the podcast, please go here. This one was awesome. The Rural and Northern Immigration Pilot. If you're traveling, it's a great place to tune in and listen. This is a business immigration series that Alicia and I are doing. So check out all of these podcast episodes, which are also being dropped weekly, and if not more frequently than weekly. And you can do that while you're traveling. But if you're on, you're not on the road and you're at home and you've got time to kill, definitely come in and go the live sessions. We do a lot of really interesting things with the live, but check out the Rural and Northern Immigration Program with Brady Schnell, the Economic Development Officer for Clarisome. If you're wondering how these things work, Brady just knocked it out of the park. It was awesome. So all these resources are here to help you. So go check out that content and please share. But great to see you. Boa tarde. I guess it would be bom dia or bom dia, porque eu passei 2 anos em Portugal e não era a possibilidade de viajar ao Brasil. Não aconteceu. E eu fui chamado a servir a missão no Brasil, mas eu precisava mudar estes planos e fui relocado ao Portugal para servir a missão. Puxa, eu não consigo falar português. Já passaram mais do que 30 anos desde eu estive em Portugal. Okay, enough Portuguese for Andre. Sometimes it's hard because I'm in Lethbridge, Alberta, and there's not a lot of Brazilian or Portuguese-speaking people, and I came home in 1994, so we are it was 30 years ago. Oh my goodness. But I still am able to speak a little bit. Okay, and I was pretty fluent back then, but hey, time passes 30 years, right? Hardy, great to see you from Chicago. We've got Andiswe from South Africa. Thanks for connecting in. Let's see here. Iftech says, he's got a question he's already posting. Does your education need to be in line with your work experience for the category-based draws? Have a master's in marketing but worked in STEM as a web designer. Is this also the same for Ontario Human Capital Priority Stream? Iftech, hang tight. Join me at 12:30 and I will have more information on that topic because there's a lot of questions that I've posed to IRCC and we'll see what they share. Okay. David says, good morning, Mark. I always your faithful follower. Yes, you are, my friend. And here's fingers crossed you can get that Mexican police clearance, right, David? Okay. How are you? Do not answer me back. Any may wish the best wherever you go and do. Okay. Thank you so much for connecting and really appreciate it. Maka says, always, I love that avatar. Always awaiting for your personal takes about all these announcements. Yours are simplified and much more understandable and concise. Hi from Ontario. Thank you so much, Maka. One of the things that I really try to do is to explain what it really means for you. Because there's all these people that race and are like, oh, amazing new program, all these wonderful things. Well, it isn't always wonderful. And I guess one of the things I want to point out that isn't wonderful is if you're on a foreign work, like you're working in Canada on a postgrad work permit, even if you can, don't study full time. If you study full time, you cannot count your work experience. Like it's a horrible thing to do. And like I said in my video that I did, my breaking news episode, and I encourage you to slide over to the YouTube channel and watch that one. For those of you who are wondering what it's about, if you go here, oh, looks like I got a visitor. I've got a visitor, you guys. There's lots of stuff going on in the Holthe home here. Okay, come on up. There we go. We got a visitor. This is Simba. How you doing? Good? He's doing pretty good. Do you have anything to say to all of the people watching? He comes to visit me every once in a while, don't you, buddy? Kiss. Okay, there we go. Oh, I love that guy. Okay, let's get him open here. He loves to come and sit in the window and look out the window. So I don't know, maybe I've got a Simba cam. Can I do a Simba cam? Let's see here. I might be able to do a Simba cam. Let's see. Actually, I don't know if I can. On the fly, can I do something? Let's see. Maybe. Okay, I got a new scene here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can change the camera. So I'll show you. We'll do the Simba cam here. Okay. Here we go. There we go. There's the Simba cam. So he sits up in my window right here, looking out, waiting for my wife to come back. And he pretty much sits there the whole time because he absolutely just loves her to death. He likes his daddy too, but you know, the reality is he's a mama's boy. He is. There you go. That's what's happening in the Holthe home. All right. Thanks, Maka. All right. Let's keep zipping through here. Manesh, good to see you over on LinkedIn. Look at these people with the cool avatars. Man, I want one of those. Good times. Good times. I like that. Okay. David Bonilla. Hey, good to see you. I'm working per hour as a cabinet maker in Ontario. My employees is going to change for yearly salary. Okay, my employer is going to change for yearly salary. For my job letter, should I divide the salary or just declare the last year's salary? Thanks. Well, if you're going, David, do you have an ITA? If you do, the instructions actually say to list your salary. So it's actually not hourly, but salary that they're looking for in the letter if you follow the instructions. And that's what I teach people in my Express Entry course. Okay. I'm just going to zip through here a little bit more and give a few more shout outs. Nicola over in Surrey as well. Looks like we got two people from Surrey. Great to have you connecting in. And let's see who else, if there's any more shout outs. And if you're new to the channel, please, I love to hear where people are tuning in from. So don't hesitate to post where you're tuning in from, and I will give you a shout out. Let's see what else we have here. We got a bunch. This, hi Canada, you're precious to us, Mark. Hi from India. Thank you so much. I have a lot of followers from India. I really appreciate all that you guys do to support the channel and the work that I do. You know, I'd say probably almost half of my clients that retain me are from Brazil. So it's great to see you. Okay. Lillian says, hello, good afternoon. I'm Lillian from Brazil. Hola, Lillian. And I live in Manchester, UK. I would like to know more about the digital nomad visa requirements. Thank you. Well, Lillian, it's actually quite simple. The best thing is to book a consult and we can talk about it. But essentially, it's just a visitor visa to Canada, the same one that's existed before. The only difference is they're letting digital nomads know that, hey, come work here, spend the summer, enjoy yourself. You can stay up to 6 months. And technically, you could probably stay longer. You just have to extend the visa. But it's a traditional TRV. Now, from Brazil, if you've held a prior US visa, sometimes all you need is an ETA, Lillian. So it just depends on the situation for you. If you haven't held a Canadian visa or a visa to the US, or don't currently hold a visa to the US, then you apply for a visitor visa. And I think what I'm going to do is create a course just for you guys so that you can do those, you know, especially for digital nomads and those looking to come to Canada under that program. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. I'm going to be a busy guy. I'm also writing this book. Oh, this economic PR book. But now I know what Express Entry is going to look like, so I can finally update it, including I'm going to add a couple new videos to the Express Entry step-by-step course as well that address these changes so that people understand how it works. So great to have you connecting in on LinkedIn, Lillian. It's great. Okay. Let's see here. Sherry says, hi, Pupper. Yeah, Simba. Dorius says dog mom there. Absolutely. Yeah, he loves, Simba loves his mama. She is so kind. Mommy gives him treats. Daddy gives him treats sometimes, but I take him on adventures. We go up into the mountains and we have a really fun time up there, don't we, Simba? And last night I actually shared some of the things that I love to do. And one of the things that I love to do is to go what I call shed hunting. Now, I love fly fishing. And so I'm just going to share a little picture with you guys here. I think you should be able to see it if I drag it on the screen here. Let's see. There it is. Okay. So you can see here, I was out fly fishing in the mountains and you can see the stream is just a little stream behind me, but I found that. And those of you who watched the video last night will remember, but what is that? Does anybody know what that thing is that I found? I'd love to have you post below if you think you know what it is. So yes, from Nairobi, Simba means lion. Yes, and that's influenced absolutely his name. All right, let's see if people know who it is. And we've got a super popping in here. We'll definitely get to the super for sure. So just hang tight, Doria. But what do you think, guys? What do you think? I'd love to see if you guys know what that is. And so just last Saturday, I found it. What? Oh, all right. Let's see. No, there should be. Oh, do you know what, guys? Hang tight a second. I've got a little bit of a family emergency here. It doesn't usually happen when I'm going live, but I'm gonna put you guys on hold just for a second. I'm gonna play a little music, and then we're just gonna have a little bit of a little break here, and I will be back in a second. It's not too often that I have family emergencies, but hang tight. I will be back. All right, I'm an emotional mess. Oh my goodness, thanks guys. Sorry for that. My wife is taking my my wife is taking my daughter and some other young women out to drift down a river with my sister-in-law on a little women's camp, a young women's camp, and she needed the mesh cover to hold down the rafts and everything on the back of the truck box, and she couldn't find it. So that was the first that I've ever had to take a little break and go help her, but I was running. So success, we found it. Thanks so much, you guys. Okay. All right. So let's go back. I saw someone who got it right, which is correct. It's an elk horn. And I'll just show you this as well. Just give me 1 second. We'll back this off. This is it. This is it. Look at how big this thing is. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, that's it. Okay. We'll leave that there. All right. So living the dream, guys. And you can see I run loose here. So no tucked in. Why get all stuffy when you don't have to? All right. Okay. So let's thanks for humoring me, you guys. I'm glad you're having fun. Okay, let's hit the supers here. So Doria says, I missed the deadline to submit documents for the OINP ITA by a day. I failed to submit application within 45 days. ITA registration expired. What should I do? Book a consult, Doria. Book a consult. At the end of the day, they're ruthless. There are so many people that want these spots. If you miss it and you don't get it filed, they often don't care. They're not going to re-up. So it depends. So sometimes what we'll do is we'll even create a new GC key with a new Express Entry profile so that you can get re-recognized. But I need to understand more about what you're doing so that so that I can understand how far along the process you got. And yeah, so, all right. So yeah, I recommend that you book a consult, and then we can, do our best to try to see what the best options would be going forward. But I feel for you, Doria. That's just really, really sad. Okay. All right. Let's see here. So, okay. So let's see if we can get to questions. Okay. And, okay. Express Entry PNP program asks for a full part-time total of 1560 hours in the last 1 year within the last 5 years. Can you please explain this? Okay, so understand, for Express Entry, 1560 hours is what you're looking for, but you have to have worked for a full year. That's really what it comes down to. So each PNP program has their own rules. When it comes to qualifying through the Canadian Experience class, the work experience has to have been completed in the last 3 years. If it's the Federal Skilled Worker Program, the work experience can be accumulated within the last 10 years, but it has to be at least 1 year full-time skilled, or the equivalent in part-time. So hopefully that works. I have 3 to 4 months of med leaves without pay, and 2 to 3 months part-time within the last 1 year with current employer, where I've been employed in the NOC for nearly 15 years. Does this affect anything? Well, as long as you can hit that 1 year continuous full-time for the Federal Skilled Worker Program, if you're outside of Canada, then as long as it's continuous for at least that 1 year, and that also gives you at least 67 points on the selection criteria for the Federal Skilled Worker Program, then you should be okay. You're going to be all right. Let's see here. In the rural renewal stream, similar to RNIP, but managed by provinces only. Yeah, there are only 27 communities in Alberta, but how to search for a job in a community such as Lethbridge? Well, ultimately, it just comes down to how you'd search for any job. When you're applying, relationships are important, contacts are important, making sure that when you are applying, that you've done your research. If you watch the video, I don't know, hi Canada, have you watched the video that I did with Brady? Have you gone through and have you done that? And I'll just share my screen again here. If like I indicated, if you go to the live tab on the YouTube channel and you go here and you watch, Brady gives a lot of detail about that. And this is right from the Economic Development Officer for Claresholm. So I strongly encourage that if you haven't gone over here, there should be 50,000 views on this. So share this with everybody, because the experience that Brady shares is very similar to what will happen with the rural renewal stream, which is the Alberta Advantage Immigration Program. The RNIP is a federal program, but the principles are the same. So I strongly encourage you to slide over and take a look at that. All right. Okay, let's see what else we've got here. So we've definitely got that covered. We'll just start here and zip down a little bit. Let's see what's next. We've got lots of questions, lots of comments today, and I really appreciate it. Okay, Chanel says, hey, Mark, if I have applied for a study permit extension and get a full-time job offer, can I apply for my post-grad work permit? Okay. Remember that a post-grad work permit is all based on you completing your studies. So I'm not sure, when you say an extension, did you complete your studies and are you eligible for the post-grad? Because if that's the case, full-time job offers are kind of a different beast. At the end of the day, a post-grad work permit is open, Chanel. So if you've completed your post-secondary education, whatever it might be, it's on completion, a notification that you've completed the requirements for your program from the school. You can then apply for your post-grad work permit. But as far as job offers, maybe you might want to just book a consult, Chanel, and I'd recommend you book a consult with Alicia or with Igor, and they can help you to navigate through that. But I don't see, job offer, postgrads are open, right? So you don't even need a job offer. If you get a full-time job offer, is it supported by a labor market impact assessment, an LMIA? Because that's different too. You can get extra points for that. So there's a lot of moving parts there, Chanel. I recommend that you book a consult. Okay, let's see what else we have here. I'm trying to make sure I don't miss anyone. Okay, Kay says, applying for a visitor visa for my mom. I just helped a family submit a temporary resident visa for their mother in India. I visited home country recently. Is that going to be a problem for visa? I'm on an open work permit inviting for Thanksgiving. No, if you've gone home to visit, that's not a problem. You can still invite your mother to come. Now, obviously, you have to be very, like, this is the challenge I experience because visitor visas take a lot of work. They really do. But at the end of the day, most people who are traveling to Canada don't want to pay a lawyer, $2,000 or $2,500 to help obtain a visitor visa. But the difference now is that most of those visitor visas can be valid for up to 10 years. So it'll allow for, or till the expiry of the passport. So there's a real benefit to getting it right the first time, because once you've got one refusal, then it's really, really hard to overcome that. Okay. The Wandering Geek. Nice. Is it normal to have no updates for 2 months, even after submitting CECPR application? Absolutely. Absolutely. Things don't go always super, super fast. It depends on what officers have been assigned and whatnot. So yes, not unusual at all. Okay. If tech says, do I need to get a reference letter for a period of time I'm not claiming points for from the same company? I'm claiming points for in different periods of time under a different NOC, wanting to avoid, as I don't want to confuse RC officers. So if tech, this is all stuff that I teach in the course. You only need to provide a reference letter for for work that you're claiming. Like, that's the basic principle. However, in the IRCC instructions, it does say to provide a reference letter for all the positions that you've held within the company. So I encourage people to do it. But then when I enter the information in the work history section, I only indicate the work history that I want to claim points for. And so I don't include pay slips and pay stubs and tax documents for other work history that might be in a different NOC or that I'm not claiming points for. I only put the work history in for that, but I do provide the full picture, because most companies, when they provide a reference letter, are not just going to reference the work history that you're claiming. They're going to say, yeah, if Tech's been working with me for the past 5 years and he's, worked through these different positions, and this position that, here we've got he was paid this much and this was his duties and he worked 40 hours per week, all those essential components to the reference letter. I then make sure that they are in that reference letter for that particular work history that you're claiming points for. So yeah, if tech, I'd encourage you to connect in. Okay, let's see what's next here. Okay, Joe says, will the new tech initiative have any impact on TRs that are already working in tech? Well, not really, other than, if there's more people competing for more spots for PR, that's only where it will really come into play. If you're still working, Joe, and, I don't see a big impact. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Ibrian says, if I am working, busy man today, I better put myself on silent, on focus here. Focus for until this evening. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. So Ibrahim says, if I'm working for my own business as an employee and my husband is the owner and I am employed with a 1099 form, what documents will be required to prove my work experience? This is a great, great question. And this is one, once again, that I cover in the course, but go to the YouTube channel. Okay. And within the YouTube channel, you can just go here to search. I think most people are aware that you can search YouTube channels. I have 791 videos. Okay. I've been doing this for a long time. When you go to search and you click and you type in self-employed, you will see that I have already done a number of videos. How do I claim self-employed work experience? Wow, that was like 5 years ago. That's crazy. I'm like a little baby there. Okay. And then self-employed success story. This is someone that I assisted who actually made it through. This one, how do I claim work experience if I'm self-employed? How do I prove work experience if I'm self-employed, and many other topics? What do I do if you're paid in cash? Like you can see, I've got a bunch of different videos. That cover all aspects of this. So I just encourage you to go here, search for the video, and then just watch it, right? Just watch it. So that is what I encourage you to do. Now, because I'm always trying to provide a little bit of advice, okay? You try to provide all the same things that you would normally provide. So if you're working for your own business, but you're actually paid as an employee, so you've got pay slips, pay stubs, then reference letters. There's nothing preventing you from claiming that experience as long as you can clearly establish that it occurred, right? An officer can't just say, oh, I don't believe you, I think you're lying, unless they have reason to do that. And if they refuse to accept your experience and you do have pay slips, pay stubs, proper reference letters and things like that, and you've actually done the work, then reach out and we'll file a leave application for judicial review, because that is, simply put, officers can't bully you. If you've provided the evidence that they require, then you're good to go. So that's what I'd recommend there, Ibrian. If you want to book a consult as well, we can go through that. Okay, Shirley says there will be a 500 slot draw for healthcare today per Sean's tweet. Could be the reason why the draw yesterday is down by 500. Okay, well let's see what happens here. Let's pull up Twitter again, and so she's saying that Sean tweeted, and I definitely don't follow. I don't spend my whole day tracking or searching for Sean's post. So let's see what happens here. Let's see, search. We're going to pull up Sean here, Fraser. Okay, so you're saying that there's a tweet, Shirley. So let's take a look and see if there is a tweet. Okay, so here's Minister Fraser's Twitter. Let's see. We are bringing more healthcare workers to Canada. We've changed the approach. The first sector to benefit from this new process is healthcare. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. All right. We are bringing more healthcare workers to Canada. We've changed the approach. The first sector is healthcare. All right. Today, 500 skilled healthcare workers will be invited to immigrate to Canada. And on July 5th, we will invite 1,500 more. This new program is expected to double the number of healthcare workers coming to Canada through the federal express entry system this year. Fantastic. That is awesome. Thank you so much, Shirley, for sharing that with us. So it looks like July next week is not going to be the first, this tech business that they've got going on here on July the 5th is not going to be the first one. Just like Shirley, who dropped this awesome little notification for us, it looks like it's going to be today. So if we look here, let's see if we can see it. Round of invitations. And we'll go here and check and see if there's been any updates, category based. Not yet. All right, you guys watch and let me know if we see this, if we see this happening, because it looks like my meeting that's going to start in 10 minutes. I'm going to answer I'm going to answer questions for 5 more minutes. So thanks, Shirley. Now remember, you guys, like I said, when you go to the YouTube channel, let's see here. If we go back to the main home, let's see if we got it posted. We don't yet. Let's see. I'm going to refresh this. Not yet. Okay. Well, we'll cross that bridge here. But I am going to go live at 12:30. So watch for that 12:30 Mountain Time, where I'm going to talk a little bit more about what I learned from the virtual learning session. So thanks, Shirley. Fantastic. You're awesome. Thank you for sharing that with all of us. And yes, waiting in agony. What's going to happen with us not in category based? We will see, Shirley. We will see. But we do know that, when it comes to the rounds of invitations, the no program specified is not going to stop. It's not going to stop. Okay, Ibrian says, will my work experience be considered for earning points if I am studying while simultaneously working full-time? I'm in the US. No, the restriction only applies if you're in Canada. If you're studying and working in a different country outside of Canada, you can absolutely claim that work history. Okay, let's see. Davina says, hey, sir, so good to see you live. Well, it's great to have you here, Davina. Let's see what else we have here. I'm trying to get to some people that have not yet. You're precious to us. Oh, yes, we got that one. Thanks. Hi, Canada. Let's see what's next. Okay. Jatinder says, hi from Panama. Mark, is your spousal sponsorship course updated to include info about the new faster visitor visa and work permit for outland sponsorship? No, it's focused exclusively on sponsoring your spouse, not the temporary applications, Jatinder. Okay. Yes. Thank you guys for letting me know. I appreciate that about that new draw. That's awesome. And obviously, like I've had consults. I was in meetings all morning. And so you guys who have the ability to search the threads, I love it when you share that information with me. Thank you so much. Okay. Saiganesh says, does an express entry profile need to be created and updated for a digital nomad visa scheme? No. And to look for a job during those 6 months, we would still require a work permit to obtain. Yes. Absolutely. You still need a work permit. It's just a visitor visa to come work for your company remotely. That's what a digital nomad is. But when you're here, maybe you find a job. Maybe that employer is willing to obtain a work permit for you. Okay. Okay. Amin Veer, hey, he says, this is Amin. How are you doing? He says, how are you? I took your help in my express entry application. My spouse is outland. Can he apply an open work permit as per yesterday's announcement? Amin Veer, that's one that I'm going to need to do another episode, a podcast with. I'm running out of time to jump into that, but I recommend that you book a consult. We can actually talk about that. But I will try to get that set up. Okay. Let's see, anything else here? We've got a bunch of questions and I do need to wrap it up so I can get on the other meeting. I don't want to get blocked out. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Hello, Mark. Do you see feasible another post-grad extension for post-grads expiring in Q1 of 2024, or at least a CEC draw coming soon? Currently at 480 service points in the pool. I wish, I've tried to speculate on this stuff for so long, and it's really impossible to know one way or another. I never expected the minister would have done the first one, Minister Mendicino, and then Minister Fraser's done a couple. So it's really, really hard to know. Really hard to know. I wish I could give you a more clear answer on that one. Okay. Yes, Wagner, good to see you. Monteiro from Brazil. And yeah, guys, I think I'm going to have to stop there. So, but yeah, that was an elk horn, and a deer elk lost its hat. Yeah, that's right, Joe. Okay. I think we better stop there. Yeah, guys, we'll need to shut her down, but join me. I will be back for another live at 12:30. So it's just about 11 o'clock now. So about an hour and a half, I'll have finished that meeting, and then go to the YouTube channel or wherever you watch, because I'll be going live at that time. Let people know, and I'm going to share all of the intel details. We'll see if the healthcare draw actually happens before that meeting, but stay tuned, and yes, we'll go from there. All right, guys.